Welcome, everyone. Welcome to day 11th of 40-day meditation challenge. By embarking this journey each day, we are committing more and more towards our spiritual journey. We're becoming more and more committed student of spirituality. We're committing towards our journey of meditation and our self-growth. We all must become student of spirituality. Patriji says that all his life he has been a student of spirituality. Until his last breath, he was a student of spirituality. And even in his metaphysical self, he will continue to be a student of spirituality. We all have to be a student of spirituality. And a student of spirituality knows this fundamental fact that we create our own reality, that our intention, our thoughts create a reality. So let us continue our journey of being a student of spirituality and create and live a multidimensional life, enjoy life, create miraculous life. And to create miraculous life, you must have miraculous thinking. And miraculous thinking get develops when only and only when you meditate. So let us dive deeper into our meditation today. We are going to meditate in silence with no music, no instruction. Find a comfortable spot wherever you are, completely relaxing yourself, clasping your hands like this, crossing your legs, gently closing your eyes. And for the next 30 minutes, simply be with your natural breathing, how your breath is going in and how your breath is coming out. The moment you find yourself wandering in your thoughts or any kind of emotion or any kind of visual, bring all your awareness back on your breathing and just be with your natural breath. Become one with your natural breath. Coming back to your breath, your easy, tender, natural breath. Coming back to your breath, no thoughts whatsoever. Just being with your breath.
Come back to your breath. Your natural incoming and outgoing breath. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. With your next breath, unclasp your hands and place them on your eyes. And gently open your eyes. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for this wonderful meditation. Thank you for this wonderful energies. How are you feeling? How was today's meditation? Yes, take your time, sip some water. For us to take a thumbs up. Good. Did you feel any difference with and without music? How is it for you? I would love to hear your experience today. Okay. So, let's dive in the book reading. Anybody would like to share where did we left? Did we leave last? Sandy is saying it was very good, sitting in the silence. Farai is saying actually I liked without music. It feels soothing, calming. Were you able to watch or be with your breath more consciously? Mm. All right. That's great. Music is actually used to calm your mind. So it's a tool to calm your mind, and meditation is to empty your mind. So we use frequency so that it helps us to initially calm our mind. We do not have to flow with the music and just concentrate on the music or be with the music. We use music to calm our mind and then become one with our breath naturally. So now that you have been meditating with music since past 10 days, so it was about time that we now practice without music, become independent.
of anything, because we don't need anything else other than our breath to meditate. So, great. Shanu is saying, loved it. Awesome. Sandy saying it was the same tempo. All right. Thank you for sharing. Okay, let me share my screen now and begin with the book reading. And like how before we begin with the meditation, I was talking about how we all are student of spirituality. Each one of us present here on this journey or anywhere, doing the work, taking the initiative to meditate, to read books, to share their experiences, listen other people's experiences. They are continuously fine-tuning themselves, fine-tuning themselves on the journey of becoming more and more committed towards their meditation, their spiritual growth. So it's so wonderful to have you here each day. All right. Anyone wants to tell where did we actually leave the last time? Are you all reading the book without, even after the session gets over or without the session independently? Who all? Okay, Sandy is saying reread the passages. I'm reading it. Farah is saying awesome. I'm just gonna read Ramesh ji's message. He's saying, I was not observing myself, but only my breath. Thoughts came and went off like breeze, but maybe a bit sleepy. Okay, absolutely. That's what we do, Rameshji. In meditation, we observe our breath, become one with our breath. Like how I said previously, breath is beyond our mind. It is something which is it is the only thing which is beyond the mind. So when we are with our breath, our mind naturally starts to become empty. And the moment we detach ourselves and witness all the emotions, all the bodily sensations, all the thoughts as it is, and become naturally one with our breath, there is a time when we will experience there is nothing but your breath and you. And then there is no breath also. There's just you. So it's a wonderful experience. And sleep is absolutely natural when we meditate. So we receive a abundance amount of cosmic energy in our body. So sometimes the incoming or in the reception of cosmic energy can become heavier for us. And we naturally feel that we're getting into a state of sleep. That's natural. But the moment you get aware, come back to your breath. Again, the key is to coming back to your breath again and again, again and again. Thank you. All right. So let's begin. Okay, we left after all three, we learned about three experiments that happened using DNA structure because it is happened to be the most solid structure in our body as compared to the cellular cells or bacterias or anything, else. So I'm sure you all remember the experiments that happened. Anybody wants to share? Come on, guys. Activeness, where are you? Hello, anybody there? Okay, not just in chats. Raise your hand and talk. Let's talk to each other. Come on, come on, come on. What are the three experiments that happened using DNA? Nobody remembers. Yes, Sandy.
Good morning, Nandini. Good morning to everyone. So there were three experiments. So the first experiment was the because the chapter was talking about intention, and together with that, very pure emotion, like really so emotion and intention, but the emotions and the intention must be pure so that they amalgamate together. So the first experiment, they had none of the two. It was just like it was the control, basically. um and then the second experiments had intention to unwind the strands of DNA. And in the third group, there was intention, but no positive emotion. I'm sorry, Nandini, the first one was, I think, with negative emotion, the first experiment. Yeah. So the third group was intention, but no positive emotion.
Yes, you are somewhere right. You got the result of the experiment. But okay, let me just quickly recap all the three experiments that happened using DNA. So first one was they used the thought. They used no, they used elevated emotions. They were stimulated with high elevated emotions like love, appreciation, joy, and then they were holding the DNA structure in their hand. But there was no effect on the DNA. Then the second group of scientists were elevated with high emotion, but they also put a conscious intention, like you said. They put a conscious intention that they want to unwind the DNA. And what was the effect? They saw that 25% of the DNA did show the result, did show the effect on it. The third group of scientists, what they did is they used no emotion, but they did put thought that they want to unwind the so again, so the result, the basic purpose of doing this experiment was to understand that your thoughts and your feelings have to align with each other to have an effect on matter. So that was the main reason of doing it. And thank you for sharing it, Sandhya. Oh, Sandy. Sorry. Okay, moving on. So let's continue from here. An intentional, it's page number 21. Okay. So an intentional thought needs an energizer, a catalyst, and that energy is an elevated emotion. So your thought needs an energizer. What energize a thought? Your your crystalline, your clear emotion, your elevated emotion. So to give charge to your thoughts, what give charge to your thoughts? Your emotions. Very carefully, if you want to write down these keynotes, right? Like your thoughts are electric charge, your emotions are magnetic charge, all of that. These are the key notes to write down. Heart and mind working together, feelings and thoughts unified into a state of being. If a state of being can wind and unwind strands of DNA into 2 minutes, what does this says about our ability to create reality? What the HeartMath experiment demonstrate is that the quantum field does not respond simply to our wishes, our emotional request. It does not respond to our aims, our thoughts. It only responds when those two are aligned or coherent. That is when they are broadcasting the same signal. When we combine an elevated emotion with an open heart and a conscious intention with clear thought, when we combine an elevated emotion with an open heart and a conscious intention with clear thought, we signal the field to respond in amazing ways. So the quantum field responds not to what we want, it responds to who we are being. Moving on. Thoughts and feeling broadcasting are electromagnetic signal to the quantum field. Since every potential in the universe is wave of probability that has an electromagnetic field and is energetic in nature, it makes sense that our thoughts and feelings are no exception. I find it useful model to think of thoughts as the electrical charge in the quantum field and feeling as a magnetic charge in the field. I think we have read it. I think we are going over it again, but okay, let's go ahead. The feelings we generate magnetically draws the event back to us. Together, how we think and how we feel produce a state of being, which generates an electromagnetic field or signature that influences every atom in our world. What am I broadcasting consciously or unconsciously on our daily lives is something we need to ask ourselves every moment. All the potential experiences exist as an electromagnetic signature in the quantum field. There are infinite number of potential electromagnetic signatures for genius, for wealth, for freedom, for health that already exist as a frequency pattern of energy. Have you ever experienced that you very deliberately wanted something, or some very elevated thought or emotion came in your mind, and then in some days or some time you find it already happening, already existing, somebody else doing the same things, or on internet you find somebody doing the same exact thing with same idea is getting manifested by somebody else. So what is it? How does that happen? Have you ever wondered? Excuse me. So we all are creating our thoughts, our intention, even if we are not putting actions in it. They are electromagnetic, they are adding on to the electromagnetic field in the quantum field. So whosoever is vibrating in the same frequency can easily catch or responds to it. And because they're ready to manifest it, get manifested. And same way, the yesterday, the topic of yesterday, how we were talking about that, how you send out something with your intention, only if other person is vibrating on the same frequency will be able to catch it. All right. That already exists as a frequency pattern of energy. If you could create a new electromagnetic field by changing your state of being, which matches the potential in the quantum field of information, it is possible that your body would be drawn to that event, or that event would find you. Got it? Understood? And let us. Now, this is a diagram of electromagnetic potential in the quantum field. So, for example, I think wealth is here, soulmate is here, you are here. This is your electromagnetic field. Okay, now this is your past, this is your now, and this is your future. So, you're elevating your joy is a new life, is a new line of time. Okay. Let me see how to explain this diagram. Or you read it yourself, okay? It just means the moment you elevate your past and future, in quantum reality, everything is happening at once. Only now is the existing moment. We must understand this fact that everything is happening in the now. So there is no past, there is no future. So whatever you're doing now can also affect your past and also, of course, affecting your future. And you can change both by changing your now. Okay. To experience change, observe a new outcome with a new mind. Great. Now, our routine, known thoughts and feelings perpetuate the same state of being, which creates the same behaviors and creates the same reality. So, if we want to change some aspects of our reality, we have to think, feel, and act in new ways. We have to be different in terms of our responses to the experiences. So next time somebody irritates you or give you a triggers you, and at some point respond differently. Respond, not react. Respond differently, and see what is the outcome. Next time you find something uncomfortable or something which you want to change, any change that you want to bring in your reality, respond to it. Create new definition around it. Create new respond around it and see what is the near outcome. We have to be different to in terms of our responses to experiences. We have to become someone else. We have to create new state of mind. We need to observe a new outcome with a new mind. And of course, observe the outcome also with new mind, without having preset notion that it is supposed to happen this way. Because I added this response now it should happen this way. Observe, become an observer. You have already done your work of becoming new, responding to that situation in a new way. Now observe what happens. Allow the space to add a surprise element. Become a new personality. So I heard Joe Dispenza say that this a lot. If you want to change your personal reality, you must change your personality. We do not have a fixed nature. It's some people are so habitual of saying it's just my nature, It's just my nature. It comes very natural to me. No, your nature is what you make yourself to be. The moment you change your inner nature, your outer nature changes. And the moment your outer nature changes, everything in your reality changes. So it begins with your inner nature. And what is your inner nature? The state of your mind, the state of your emotion, the state of your alignment with your soul, with your truth, with your state of being. Moving on. From a quantum standpoint, we have to create a different state of being and as an observer and generate a new electromagnetic signature. When we do, we will match a potential reality and the field that exists only as an electromagnetic potential. And to generate new electromagnetic signature, we have to meditate again and again. More and more meditation needs to happen. The more meditation we'll do, we will able to easily shed what is not required. All the let go of all the emotions that we're carrying and we do not need to carry forward with. All the thoughts that are not ours. Okay, become the observer. I want to add this. Become an observer, but not absorber. Don't absorb. Absorb. Understand? Okay, let me write it because both some pronounced same way. Observer is the one who become a witness. Ramana Maharshi always talked about this. Become an observer. You are an observer. Even like right now, I can observe myself speaking what I'm conscious. I'm so conscious that I know what I'm speaking. So when you are a conscious observer, you know what to take in, what to absorb, and what not to absorb. So be even after being an observer all the time, know what to consume and what not to. Okay. Once that match exists between who we are being and what we are broadcasting and the electromagnetic potential in the field, we will be pulled towards that potential reality, or it will find us. Again, it's a repetition of the same thing. I know that it's frustrating when life seems to produce an endless succession of mirror variations on the same negative outcomes. But as long as you stay the same person, as long as your electromagnetic signature remains the same, you cannot expect a new outcome. So, to change your life is to change your energy, to make an elemental change in your mind and emotions. Got it? So if you are stuck in some pattern, that is because you're responding to the situation same way, with same force, same energy, same emotions, same thoughts. So change your energy first. And how do we change our energy? By meditating. Change the elementary change in your thoughts. Consciously change. If we do not meditate and think that, okay, I'm gonna be very conscious, the moment anything gonna trigger me, I'll be very conscious and respond it. Trust me, it will be so tough for you when the situation, because you will be emotionally charged, you will be triggered. And the moment you're triggered, all your brain cells, all your thoughts are again gone to the same past emotion, because it's heightened in your mind, it's heightened in your memory cell. So the moment you're triggered on the same emotional pattern, you will go back to the same experience of past, and you will come from the same experience of your past. Until and unless we work on yourself, we elevate our energy or frequency by meditating, we won't be able to work consciously, respond consciously to the situation that comes in our life differently. They're getting it. Yes, now we know that we have to respond differently, but how, when the practicality of that situation comes, see, observe, experiment. Are you able to do it without meditating? Is it easier for you to do it? Because it's impossible unless you change your energy. You won't be able to consciously make a change in your thoughts and emotions. Because it's easy for our mind and emotions to play with our energy field when we are charged with it. So remember, because with experience I can say it is very easy, even if you're not conscious, if your energy patterns have not changed, how much knowledge already you have, it will not come in your existence because your energy haven't changed. So now change requires coherence. Align your thoughts and feeling. Again, we have heard it, we have understood it. Let's read what he has given more on it. Now, waves in a signal are either aligned or unaligned, coherent or incoherent. The same goals of your thoughts and feelings. How many times have you tried to create something thinking in your mind that in the end result was possible, but the feeling in your heart that it wasn't? Now, understand what he's saying. how many times have you tried to create something, thinking in your mind that the end result was possible, but you're feeling your heart was not there. Like you did not have confidence in that thought. You wanted that reality, but your heart was not there. So he's explaining it in more verbal manner. What was the result of that incoherent, out of phase signal that you were sending? Why is that nothing manifested? As you just saw with the HeartNet study, quantum creating only works when your thoughts and feelings are aligned. Right? We have understood this, right? But again, why he's repeating? In the beginning only, he told he's gonna repeat many things many times because he want to rewire your mind. Because while we're speaking right now, you might think, oh, I've already heard this, I already know this. But again, subconsciously, we're rewiring, constantly rewiring by rereading it, re-listening it. Because when the time will come for you to practically use it, that's how your rewiring will work, reprogramming will work. So you need to listen it again. Don't get bored of listening it again. Don't get irritated. I've heard it many times. How many times you're gonna tell me I have to align my thoughts and feeling? It is required. It is required because we have heard the opposite so many times that we need to hear the truth even more times. So be patient. When we hold clear, focused thoughts about our purpose, accompanied by our passionate emotional engagement, you broadcast a stronger electromagnetic signal that pulls you towards a potential reality that matches what you want. Okay, I'm going to quickly read this and then we're going to close for question answer session. Okay, he now is going to talk about an example of his grandmother. My grandmother, a woman I adored, she was old school Italian, as steeped in Catholic guilt as she was in the tradition of making tomato gravy to spoon on pasta. She prayed constantly for things and deliberately thought that about a new life, thought about a new life, but the guilt that she had been instilled in her throughout her upbringing confused that signal she was sending. She only manifested more reason for to feel guilt. So understand. Okay, let me read it completely and then I'm going to explain it to you. If your intentions and desire haven't produced a consistent result, you are probably been sending an incoherent mixed messages into the field. You may want wealth, but you may think wealthy thoughts. You may want wealth and you may think wealthy thoughts, but if you feel poor, you aren't going to attract financial abundance to yourself. Why not? Because the thoughts are the language of the brain and the feelings are the language of the body. You're thinking one way and you're feeling another way. And when the mind is in opposition to your body or vice versa, the field won't respond to any consistent way. So his grandma used to have great thoughts about what she wants in life, but she also had a guilt of asking for it, understanding, and many of us has that guilt. Again, how can I ask for this reality? The lack consciousness. How can I ask for this much money? Do I really deserve this much money or this much happiness in my life? Do I really deserve to be happy to this amount? So you want to be happy, but in the back of your mind, you're feeling some other emotion than happy. So you're sending out mixed signals. You are incoherent. If you are in incoherence, how will the result, how will the effect on the matter will be of coherence. So what you're going to project in your outer reality is going to manifest in your inner reality, because that is what your inner reality is. When mind and body are working together, when our thoughts and feelings are aligned, when we are in a new state of being, then we are sending a coherent signals on the airwaves of the invisible. And with that, let's close the book reading for today and we'll continue tomorrow. So the greatest message of today again is that be conscious of your emotions when you're thinking of something to create something that you really want. See how you're feeling about it with utmost honesty. Because if you find any loophole of you feeling something else, you may want to work on that. For ex- for example, sorry, if you're finding, if you're seeking a love, you're seeking a love match, for example, because it's very common. If you're seeking a love match and from within, somewhere you're first not completely in acceptance of who you truly are. You still have some parts of you with who you that you reject. And you want someone else to accept those parts of you and give you the fulfillment. That won't happen. You will attract rather opposite. The person who is gonna oppose those unaccepted parts of yours even with more intensity, so that they can mirror what you're not doing on you. So until and unless you are in coherence of what you're seeking, you will not attract that in your energetic field, electromagnetic field, your quantum field, your reality. Yes. Anyone has anything to ask or say, please go ahead. Why not use this time right now? Ask yourself, what is that one thing that you want to manifest today? Take your goal as short term goals. Let's begin with today. What is that you want, whatever time you are joining us from? Maybe it's night, maybe it's morning, maybe it's afternoon. Still ask for the next 24 hours, what is that you want to manifest in your life? Ask yourself, write down in your journals. If you want to share, write down in the chat and see what are your thoughts generating. Do not produce emotion. Let the emotions be there so that so that you can watch. Because if you're gonna produce emotions, it's again gonna be on surface level. So let yourself feel whatever it is. Let's give ourselves time. And I would love to hear. Yes, Rameshji.
Madam, am I audible?
Yes.
Long ago, one of the sentences which I wrote for myself as an observation was that wherever there is ego, there is no go. And wherever there is no emotion, there is no motion. I felt that ego is the one that is a mistaken perception of self, which makes us to believe what we are not. And emotion is the one that emotional intelligence is the one that clarifies the things and removes all the muck that is there around us in our own feelings. And with that emotion, we move forward with consistent and conscious behavior, conscious willpower. It's not an empty, wavered movement just like that, like a mad person, but a conscious movement for a purposeful movement. In other words, our mastering the ego, our constant checking of our own ego, perhaps makes us our emotions working for us rather than working against us.
Very, very interestingly said, Rameshji. First, we also must understand what ego is. Not rejecting, and ego is also an emotion. It's also an emotion. We must not reject any of the emotion, not identifying any emotion as bad or good. Yes, they have vibrational state. Every emotion is a vibrational state. But not, let's not, because every emotion is for our use. So we can use the ego to walk on the path of achieving greater success. But if we are misusing the ego or any other emotion, then we are gonna attract the opposite. Again, no emotion should be judged or treated as it's bad or it's should be rejected or it's not allowed. Again, adding ego. We are adding more ego to it. Ego is to be understood in a two ways. Ego can be superiority complex or inferiority complex. So where if you are having, so understand from where the ego is coming from. If it is coming from a superiority complex, what you need to do in that moment then? So use your ego to understand yourself better. Ego is not bad. But if you're misusing the ego or letting it drive our life, then it's bad, or any other emotion for that matter.
Correct, madam. In the sense, ego should be correctly construed as self-respect and self-confidence, and not self-aggrandizement, as if the world exists only for me. That is the issue.
It can be defined differently, sir. It can be defined differently for different experiences and different people.
Yes, absolutely.
Understanding the fundamental of it and then using what your life practical examples or your life experiences are giving you the opportunities.
Correct.
So momentary, every moment, every emotion has to play something. So we have to see what that emotion is telling us, why, from where it is coming. Do I need to direct this emotion somewhere and align it with my thoughts and then create what desired reality is? See, again, understanding no thought needs to be rejected, no emotion needs to be rejected. They needs to be redirected.
Yes.
Understand what is yours and what is not yours. If the emotion is coming because of something you have observed in the past or something you are observing right now, so that's not yours. You have to shed it in that moment, dissolve it, leave it in that moment, and then generate, and then with your conscious mind, what is that you want to experience in that moment? And when you think and visualize, with pure intention, the emotion generates automatically. So in a chaotic situation, when your outer reality or outer, we are going to come to that in this book also, I'm sure, because there is an topic of environment, and Joe Dispenza talks about it. So in a situation when you are getting triggered by someone else, see how you can, how you are now responding to it. Again, going back to what we are studying right now. Everything in your life is correlated. Thank you, Ramesh.
A pure sankalpa only will lead to a pure vikalpa, madam. This is what I can understand.
Absolutely.
And stop putting what we read in this book with what our great, Mahabharata and Vidur Niti and others, which I'm currently doing it, shows that knowledge is there everywhere. Maybe a little different here and there, some spelling, some punctuations here and there. but basically the draft is same.
Absolutely.
Thank
And
you,
the
madam.
language also is being changed by humans only. But
Yes, correct.
the truth is one.
Yes,
Since the beginning of time, if the since the beginning of everything, the truth is one and it will always remain one. So
that's
when we are aligned with ourselves, no matter what the language is, no matter what's written in front of us, we will always align to the truth. Because now we are aligned and we are that truth. We're aligned with ourselves, we'll read we'll see Mahabharata, we'll only see what is the message, what is the true message of Mahabharata. Now we can learn so much about family paradigm watching Mahabharata. How having a different kind of family members in the same family with a different frequency, you can act. How to be in a family with having a different frequency levels. There's so much to learn from so many stories. But when we do meditation, only then we will be able to see the truth behind those messages.
agreed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramesh. So as a as you know, it's really interesting how with a little information, there's nothing to be confused about. You're getting one A today. You're taking A as your information of today. Apply that A wherever you are, whatever you're doing, wherever you're going. Until you apply the information you're gathering, it will not become your reality. It will not become your habit. So start applying whatever your information you're gathering throughout your journey of as being a spiritual scientist, as a student of spirituality. Apply. Even if you find challenging or you fail at once, because it takes practice. I'm telling it with experience. I've I've understood all of this all my life. I used to go to interviews with knowing that whatever, even if I have 1 year of experience, I will get this job. Whatever my resume says doesn't matter. I'm going there, I'm gonna get this job. And I used to get the job without having people to ask for another interview. So, and I thought that it's something, it's something I have some different, different quality or different power or something in me which is making this happen. But I realized that this is what the nature's law is. This is what quantum field's law is. If you are clear and if you're feeling it, you're completely one with that thought. Nobody else thoughts or their belief can change your reality. No matter anybody believe in you or not, if you believe in yourself, you will touch the sky in anything and everything. So keep implying what you're reading, what you're understanding, to make it stronger and part of your reality. Anything anybody wants to share? Anybody wrote down their goal, their desire for the day, and how did they feel about it? What were the emotion they observed? There are a lot of other things. Sometimes we are so emotionally bound, especially with our family members or the people we love. We think we want to, okay, now let me talk about this. For example, you're a mother or you're a wife or a husband or a father or a sister brother, you have your loved ones and you really want something, you see that how they are going through something, or you want to help them, or you want something, they are not understanding it, but maybe you are. I'm giving that example. So you think that, oh, it should happen this, and you keep get into the phase of it should happen for them. Hey, please let me, please make it happen for him or her or whatever. Especially for mothers or fathers do it. I want my, please my, uh, let him get this job. Get, maybe, he should have a great life, successful life. And if he's or she is not, you tend to put on that burden, that guilt, or that responsibility on your shoulders because you love that person. You're emotionally attached to that person and their reality. Now, subconsciously, unconsciously, not subconsciously, unconsciously, you're controlling their reality. You don't know what is good for them. You believe what is good for them, and you're trying to make that happen. Even you're educating them, you're infusing their mind with these thoughts, this is good for you. You must try this, you must do it. Again, if your experience is telling you that something is good and you want to share it with others, share in the form of that this has been your experience. Now you see whether it implies in your understanding in your reality or not. That's how you can only show other people the way. If you are in a should or must, hey, this must happen, you're first interfering, and then you are, yes, in term at the utmost ahimsa. It's ahimsa. What is ahimsa? Ahimsa Hindi word. It's a violence. Interference is the greatest violence you can do for anybody, with anybody. And we think we are doing out of love. We're doing the greatest act of love. It's not love. We're controlling their reality. We think, especially with kids, because they are completely dependent on you. And they become more and more dependent on you because they're walking the path with your mind. You should do this. They come and ask you again and again. We are not making them empowered children. We're making them dependent children. The parents know, come and ask me. I'll tell you what is right. And then when they become an adult, they're the clueless. What is exactly, and they become confused because in the world, the many kind of people. Now what to do? So again, as an empowered people, your task is to empower other people from no matter what age group it is. So with that, if there's anything else anybody wants to share or speak, or else we'll close to this session. Yes.
Actually, Nandini, I wanted, like, with just following what you said, I think especially, in a family setting, how can I put this? As we said, we are all aligned within. We have a truth compass, right? And we all vibrate at different frequencies. However, our compass will always lean to the truth. And so even in a family, instead of commanding or instructing, I feel if we personally, as an individual, if we lead our life in truth and we stick to those principles, then the rest start seeing this. And then they start saying, oh, you see, you don't need to say anything. You just do what you do in truth, follow your principles. They also now start aligning. So they observe as an observer and they start following that. And then, because sometimes you have to prove that this is what it is. And so you are the vehicle. And then, as humans, we're communal and we follow. There are very few leaders. Like I have come across, there are very few people that will come out and speak and really like from and speak from a point of truth, that this is my life, this is what I've gone through. And in retrospect, you're actually even helping the follower to understand, is this what I'm following or what I'm believing actually the truth? Or I'm doing something that I've unconscious, basically it's an unconscious following, without actually asking, who am I? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? So I think the most empowering thing is empower yourself, live in truth, because in this world, what I've noticed, a lot of people are not aligned to their truth. And so, this is a very big challenge.
They're programmed that way. They're programmed that now if, for example, adding the example in your examples, now if you, the moment you are realized, you know that everybody else is leading their life. And you might see the unsee that they're not able to see, right? With the naked eyes. Now at that, when they come to you, because now your electromagnetic field is the diameter of it is expanding. You're getting, now they are attracted and they will come to you. Then you have to show them the path. Now you are going to person and forcing them, hey, this is good for you, you do that, you must do this. Nobody, because now they're not in that frequency. They will not listen to you. And you are trying to interfere in their reality. So let them come to you. They will listen. And if they are not right now, there's no hurry. We are in hurry for making things happen. Time will come, then they automatically will observe you. Hey, so much change I've seen in Sandy. So beautiful life, so miraculous life she's living. I want to know the secret. What's the secret? What? How is she happy without electricity? You see, when they see it, the question comes in it. And then their inner quest is seeking what you have to give.
Yes.
So your patience is the greatest key as a master towards everyone around you, even if they are not in that state in that moment. So that will be your anchor. That I know that everyone has to come here. I am no greater and nobody else is smaller. Everyone will come here and in their own time. My part is to keep vibrating, keep doing my work on myself. And this is not a selfish act. This is your contribution to the extension or ascension or raising vibration of everyone around you.
Yes.
Of doing your meditation, doing the work on yourself.
And also another thing, Nandini, you see, no one is perfect. In fact, the imperfection, and that's the lovely thing. I love the family unit is the foundation, because that my father is different, my mother is different, my sibling is different. And in fact, if you're an observer, you meditation will give you the metacognition to understand who is this individual, how do they want me to speak to them, how will they receive, because they're all no one is bad, no one is imperfect. It's just tapping into that frequency. Like as a Buddhist, like we have monks, right? So
even when we go for a sermon, the monk is able to read the room and understand the frequencies. And as today our session said, that when we understand the frequency, we're able to tap into that frequency and then address what is going on. So it's so powerful. It's so powerful. So respecting their boundary, but also understanding, okay, they need to change, but let me change. Let me purely from a point, I will change, I will do my work, and then they follow. And also with metacognition, you understand, I need to speak to this person like this. I need to speak to this person like this, because everyone is an individual. And so these little snippets, you really become such a holistic human being, because then you start understanding, if I speak harshly to this person, this is not going to go. So I need to speak in this way. So it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. Meditation is, like, I would say, the key. Yeah.
Very rightly said. That's how in any group. So family is the first group consciousness we experience. And that is what we experience in any other group. So it's a great learning with family. Everyone is coming from their own belief patterns and their own programming. And they try to project it unconsciously, they are programmed to project it because they have been projected. Those beliefs was projected on them. So they are just merely responding to what they have learned. These were supposed to be done. But when you become a sheep, a white sheep of a black clown, you are able to see, okay, now this person is coming from here. Now you being a person, a self-realized person, comes with a compassion that I need not to take this, but I also know how to respond so that I change my reality of that person. The person is same, but your response to them is also changing, giving an effect on their reality because they have not seen such response in their reality, their life, and they have not responded the way you have responded. So either they will reject it or they will try to contemplate. Okay, why did she respond this way? How did she's responding this way? So either you become either way, you're becoming a purpose of a quest in them. Now it's their journey whether they stay ignorant or they contemplate on this quest. Again, it's their journey. I know they are father, mother, and brothers, sisters, and family and loved ones, but they are again chosen group consciousness individually as a soul, eternal souls. Maybe this time you're a family. Maybe other time you were friends. Maybe in another time you were acquaintance. And other time you didn't even know each other. And this time you plan to be together because you had similar kind of experiences of to learn from. And there's so much more to it. There's so much more to it. There's so many concepts, there's sea of concepts, Sandy, and for everyone there's sea of concepts, so we have to keep reading, keep listening to masters to understand every aspect of our life. How can you be satisfied with just an apple, with one bite of an apple? So keep reading more and more about everything. One last thing that I wanted to say about this, it was coming when you were speaking, and right now I'm just forgetting what it was. Okay, maybe when it comes. But thank you. That was really wonderful. What you spoke today. It was very, very wonderful. And your realization is an inspiration. And we must all live like that, by not being emotionally charged, or because even if you're studying everything, see, that happens very naturally. Even if you're studying everything, deep down that, they're coming with some other belief patterns, and that's not me. But if you're not aligned with yourself, if you're not content within yourself, aligned with your energy is messy or is sending mixed signals, you will get affected by their responses, even after knowing they are coming from some different. And that's how we lead our life. That's how we get into the reaction mode. Now, the more you are meditating, you're becoming more and more responding mode. Knowing that what to reject, what not to accept, this is my boundary. But I will also communicate my boundary with a lot of respect, a lot of compassion. Because I know your story. I see from where you're coming. I understand you as human. So, thank you. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And let us close our session. It was super great to communicate with you, to be able to speak to you, and to meditate and read the book with you.